Today is April 14th, Good Friday, and all this week we've been doing hikes off of Walker's Line towards Rattlesnake Point. Today's hike was the Orange Line, and it was meant to explore the Triangle Forest. Now, the Triangle Forest is in fact between the red line from a previous day hike and today's orange line. So I thought I was hiking right into the Triangle Forest when in fact I just did the south end, and on a prior day on the red line I did the north end. So the top of the triangle being the top of the ridge, or the blue side trail up there. So didn't exactly achieve today's goal. What I did find out was there's a fairly easy path following the orange trail here directly up to the ridge. It almost gets you to the lower parking lot trailhead, and it is possible to climb up there, and I'll show you some photographs in a minute. So the mystery still remains: what is here in the Triangle Forest? Don't know. But here's what I do know. All this area behind the Buffalo compound is pretty heavy, dense forest to try to get through. No distinct trails down in there at all. It's just forest and thorn bushes and stuff. The same would be true with this area in here. Been in there a few different times, hooked up with the unmarked side trail. So that's what's in there, and I'm going to go on now and show you the photographs from today's hike, which is the Orange Trail. So today is April 14th, 2017. I parked at the Sherman pit entrance because it's Good Friday and they're closed. So today's hike began much like yesterday's hike. Did off Walker's Line, following the so-called road that cars would travel on, and we got to the trailhead where you head off to the Redneck camp that we've seen twice earlier this week. But today we're headed up this very attractive looking trail that I thought led directly into the Triangle Forest. There's a better look at it. In reality, it leads along the edge of the Triangle Forest, but headed up to trail. So quite an elevation change. So when we get to the top, we realize that to our left is the severe ravine that's part of the Triangle Forest. And to our right is the active farmer's field of some sort. See that blue stick in the middle? They seem to lead us further into the fields, and then we lost their trail. So I think those blue poles are in fact for, there's a few of them there, to lead the into the towards the crops. So very shortly you're into the sloping portion leading up to the cliff edges, and so it's not that far, less than a kilometer, and there's the cliff edge. Because this is Good Friday, we could see a lot of pedestrian activity. There's the severest part of the edge, and to the right of that were some kids that were watching rock climbing kids. They were young, a mom with two young girls, and these boys would climb back up to the top of the trail very shortly. So one of them's got a helmet on. I guess they were part of the rock climbing issue. So there's one of the boys over at the top left-hand corner. I'll show you a very quick video. Sorry. This is a video here. We'll look at where the boys are actually climbing up without the ropes or anything, right in the dead middle of the screen there, and they will climb up to the top of the cliff. So I could do that, but Eve wasn't too interested in coming down or coming up. So somebody threw a picnic table over the cliff. I can tell by how bent and broken it is. There's Eve. She didn't want to come up any further today. So then we turned and started heading south through the sloping forest. And parts of it are fairly easy to walk through with gaps, and then parts of it get into thorn bushes. And eventually we made our way to what I call the unmarked trail that leads from the lower parking lot down. There you can see quite a bit of open space to walk through. And when the sloping forest gets further down, the newly planted crops from the farmers' fields are there. We're looking more over to the unmarked trail, and eventually we just hiked our way up and got on the unmarked trail and dropped down for the easy route by the road that leads us towards Walker's Line. This is a gated road, so no cars on this. I did notice off to the south of this road a ravine that seems to have a path that I can explore next week or next time, and there's where the path would lead. How far it goes, I'm not sure. So that's a look north again at the farmer's fields, and there we are back at the car. That's all.